We need this episode. We really needed this episode after the last one. Jeez. Depressed state after depressed state. I can't take it no more. But even though you're a game player, you know what happens next. Let's just take the win as we can get them. Because I don't think we'll be king anymore after this one, boys. Jeez. But either way, this was a nice episode. And once again, it's really defeating that quote someone once said a while back saying that this only can be a video game and nothing else. I don't know. This is really starting to, defeat that quote easily without even trying. Because let's face it, this is definitely, it gives you more detail, more context. It has time to breathe. Be honest with you, video games have more time to breathe too because you could do more. But if you're doing a low budget video game, you can't really do much with it. It depends on the studio. Even there, you can contradict yourself there. Contradictions everywhere. But this episode was A2 focus, right after the ending to ending C. A very depressing ending, but yet ominous one with a giant tower arising from the ground. And no one knows what it is or what it brings. It's just there. But nonetheless, people would move on with their lives. Like, it's just there. We just gotta deal with it. Move on. And that's pretty much what humans do, in a way. And speaking of that, A2's at the Pascal's village. And there A2 warms up. If you don't know, A2 pretty much has this memories and personality of Kaine from the original Nier series. And Kaine, in a way, people might say she acts just like Zero from Dragon Guard 3. And one thing I realized from these three characters is that they're very, very tsundere, very ruthless, because they would always have some sort of tragic backstory or rough upbringing that makes them to have this twisted, mean personality. But when they're actually around good people that are nice to them and they're keep their guard up, they slowly realize things aren't so bad. And that's why people like these kind of characters, They act mean, they act tough, but when they're around innocent people or innocent beings altogether, they realize you see a warm side of them that they are afraid to show because they've seen what it was like when they were their past selves, when they were nice, naive, and innocent. They have fear of reverting back to that state. It's like a post-traumatic stress that they have, that they are afraid to do. They always have to put up their walls or shields all the time, act tough because that's all they knew. They were thrown out to the wild, and now they have to survive for themselves, no matter what happens. And personally, I understand that, but it's always nice to see these tough tigers turn into little kitties every now and then. They're no longer warring; they're just meowing really aggressively. You see in this episode, he's trying to leave the village. The pod keeps messing with her. The pod has a good personality, and you can tell the pod was really looking out for her well-being. But almost as if it was doing it in a human-like way. But it's hard to explain. It's not a human, but yet it seems to have a personality of its own that we're truly able to see until it was with A2. The pods weren't really that focused on when 2B and 9S were in the main picture. We were mostly just focusing on just 2B and 9S and that's it. But with this one, you'll see the pods having more of a role since 2B left. It's like you need 2 extra pods to really fill in her place and not just A2, which is true. She's in the village, and it's just nice how the children are just playing around. They getting some concepts incorrect. The thing is I don't understand as though the robots is that, you were, for instance, you're following a recipe. You know how to make someone feel better. You put water on their head, you cool their head, and then you make them warm, their body warm, and then you give them some medicine or soup. And a lot of books have this. The thing about books is that they go into specific detail on what you must do, which I don't understand. Tons of books out there, rare books they've read, it easily tells you what to do. So when they say that, oh, machine life forms don't get it all the way because they don't understand the concepts of how humans do things, true, but humans didn't understand the concept of how to do things right either throughout history. Heck, we thought mercury was okay to drink, for God's sakes. So humans didn't have it all the way there together either. We weren't that intelligent not so long ago. Like, we made some good discoveries, but we were not all the way there for the dumb things we were doing, man, back in the day that could prevent a lot of death and ignorance and everything. So in a way, we too were like the machine life forms. In a way, we were just understanding the world of knowledge, and we were trying to put it together, but we were just fumbling in the dark and stuff, trying not to fall. So I'm just now realizing that thanks to watching this, because I do remember watching essays about the game saying that machines are, they're trying to adapt as humans, but the problem is they never can get it there because they were made for war, and most of the times machines are made for one purpose. But they weren't really, they truly got the concept of being human, as they'll do a certain act or hobby, but they always seem to get it wrong. But then again, if you look at history, like I said before, we did the same thing. We gasped concepts that we did not understand, and we got it wrong tons of times. From medicine, biology, space, the Earth. Hell, we thought the Earth was flat for crying out loud, and unfortunately, there are people who still think that for some reason. Eh. But yeah, we are slowly evolving and sometimes de-evolving when it comes on a situation. But nonetheless, we progress no matter what. And yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Pascal even teaching them about things, even teaching them about fear, and it's based off his own past. In the past, he was part of probably a very dangerous armada of machine life forms, and they were very ruthless, but they were had this thing in them where they'll just fight until they die and stuff. So they kept fighting and without caring the loss of a comrade until thanks to Emil that he was able to reawaken some consciousness in him. So therefore he has this more self-aware of what it is like to die. So he wants the children to know what it is to have fear, like the fear of death, in a way, to teach them, don't be scared to die. I mean, don't be scared. I mean, I said that wrong. Depends on the situation of that one, though. Um, be afraid for your own life. Your life is precious. So when you have fear, you would want to run away or defend yourself, whatever you have to do to stay alive. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, this was, and then we had 9S, being treated by Devla and Popla and everything. And 9S is really taking it up. And then from this point, you're going to see these two characters, and you're going to see them go the opposite direction from each other. You're going to see a very tough and rugged A2 turn to a more kinder and compassionate A2, what she was in the past. Then you're going to have this curious, sweet 9S turn into this thoughtless, soulless person who is alone, who thinks the world isn't beautiful anymore because the beauty that he saw in the world was gone. 9S had something and he lost it, and now he has no purpose anymore that he truly desires. Well, A2 lost stuff in the past, but she's starting to slowly gain some sort of humanity as she goes through this rest of this journey. It was really nice to see. And of course, it was nice for her to see Lily again. Lily showed up, and she learned a lot from Lily. It is amazing how those two never ran into each other. It's amazing. You mean to tell me that A2 never really thought going around the resistance camp? She just stayed away from the resistance camp because I guess she felt guilty or didn't want any attachment to the other androids for what happened in the past. That could be an excuse, I guess. But the androids, the resistance, they travel out all around the place all the time. Maybe she's just avoiding them, but didn't realize Lily was there the entire time. Imagine the entire time you were avoiding them, not realizing your friend was a part of them. My goodness, man. mm, that'd be some. But it's funny how you had the two most innocent, um, and lovely, versions of themselves in each group to be the only survivors and to become these two different kind of people. But it seems like Lily grew up a bit more than A2. A2 was just wandering around, avoiding a Yorha, destroying machine life forms, and that is it. Where Lily herself has been, she has a team to take care of. She still has people. She isn't alone, and because of that, she realized she has to make more, better decisions. She can't go aimlessly making selfish decisions or anything like that. You know, so she has to do things even she don't like doing in order to make things better for her and her people, like helping getting help from machine life forms. You know, she got their help. She hates machine life forms, but these aren't so bad. And I guess is the part where people start realizing that you can't group everybody into one thing. Probably back then you could when it comes to the machine life forms, they're all do the same thing, but now it's different. These aren't the same anymore. There are different machine life forms out there with different ideals and beliefs and personalities. So you can't do that no more. So if attacking the machine village wouldn't do anything to really help her out, if they're more useful to her, functional than defunctional, I would say. So yeah, 9S, however, poor 9S man, he's gonna go through the motions. Let's put it like that. Baby's gonna go through the rocker. That's all I'm saying. And he's feeling all some kind of things right now, and they're not good. But you're gonna enjoy it. You one hell of a ride. So, anyways, that's all I got for your video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been the background. I'm Anime. Signing out.